Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is August 9th. I am doing a rare weekend update because my week has been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to play too much, but I figured I would hop on real quick and show the little bit I've got done. I haven't, I think Wednesday was the last time I put a video up, but in the meantime, not too many things have gotten done. Like I said, I just haven't had time to play. I did, however, upgrade. We'll start with this. So one of the main problems that I was running into, because I wanted to leave the world run to get to the couple things I did get done, but I was basically running into the issue again of not having enough phthalic acid. Finally, for once, I'm actually caught up, and basically all I ended up doing was I upgraded this distillery to be EV. I updated this coal pyrolyzed oven to also be EV, as well as on the inside I changed out the casings to be TPV. Can't quite remember what the effect is on that. It's in the thing, but not really important. Basically, now this thing is fast enough. It's actually going so fast I had to throw in an accelerator card here to keep up, which interesting. I might need to check on that. Real quick diversion. See if the Ender Farm's not keeping up or if just the input thing is. If I have wood down here, I do not. So I may need to change how much wood I have going on. Or I wonder if it's even outputting now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I bet this is the wrong hole. I think I know what's probably happening. So I bet this will full. That's not full. Spruce, dark. Where's the other one? There should be one more type of wood in here. No, never mind. It's not what I was thinking. Oh yeah. So anyways, this is this guy. I think actually for now to just fix this while we're watching. Get rid of this dirt. There we go. I'm just going to throw in the dark wood to be able to go into that pyrolyzed oven, and that should keep things fine for a good while. And then if I have to address it or change anything over there, I will, but I don't have... Oh man. Sorry, this is turning into a little bit bigger of a side quest. I just don't want to forget about it later, because I don't think I'm going to play for a while after I log off today. We'll see. Capacity. Need this kind of capacity card. Come over here. Right now it's just importing spruce. Throw this guy, and then now it's importing that as well, and boom. Okay. Don't have to worry about that. So basically, I did that over there, and it worked flawlessly. Everything got caught up. Since I haven't done any major crafts or anything, also all my fuel sources are caught up. If we were to go, I'm not going to go over there, but if we were to go into the fuel building, the main tank it goes into, the 16k or 16 million tank, that thing's full. And then even got myself set up for whenever I start doing ore miners, besides the one I have out there, I have a bunch of spare tanks all full as well. So we are looking good for once I'm not short on this stuff. The titanium's caught up, but the whole reason I end up doing this is I need plutonium, I needed plutonium, and plutonium is another one that takes this phthalic acid. I did breed the plutonium bee and have that guy set up here. There we go. That bee is set up. Wasn't a big deal. Just uranium and emerald. So it was just about as easy as it could get for getting a new bee, since both those guys are currently set up. Didn't really take long at all. I did go through all these multi-blocks, the ore processing ones, and set up their energy hatches to have battery buffers, because I didn't do that when I first set them up, besides the Mace Raider tower, just because it needs more than 1 amp. So I came back, these things were both dead, and all these were completely full and backlogged. So those are all good and caught up and set. The whole reason I was doing all this though is, so I've talked about I need to upgrade my power. Originally was gonna do uranium rods, but instead, looking into it a little more, I decided to skip all that since the plutonium be so easy to get and go straight into Mox rods. So right now, I needed the plutonium to start crafting these. I normally just keep one backlog stock of like the thorium. Like I have something like 10 thorium reactors going, and this one stack plus the stack that's in the assembler is more than able to keep up. But the thing is thorium doesn't need a lot of processing to get there, whereas these Mox do. So I am going to start off with one Mox reactor, but then I know I'm going to add a bunch, and I just don't want to run into a case where mainly this guy, this part of the process. So if you don't know, basically to get a Mox fuel rod, you gotta turn the plutonium to small. There might be a better way to do this, but this is auto, and then so you turn these in, and this seems to be keeping up even though it's really slow. Goes into the compressor turns into a little ball box, then you gotta combine that into a bigger box, or a bigger one, this plutonium, combine it with the uranium, but we already had that set up down in this line, and then you start throwing into the fuel rod. So lots of plutonium. Once it gets rolling though, I know once the recycling for the Mox rods, you actually get more plutonium back. Mox. So if we were to take this depleted Mox one, once we thermocentrifuge, we'll get a ton back. Or I was looking at this, I saw we can, if we're really keeping up, it might be worth doing this. I don't know how important this Krypton is, we'll see. But at least we know that if I need it, there's a source for it eventually. But all that to be said, so that was most of what I got done the last couple days. Today, I didn't quite get it done, but I was following a video to set up this guy. So right now I'm actually literally just setting up this guy, which has all its set up in here. Let me see this lever real quick, just to show you. So currently a thorium reactor of mine will make 2280 EU per tick. If I turn this guy on, shouldn't blow up, it makes 89,000 EU per tick. So that's pretty crazy. That's going to be a huge upgrade. This goes here, needs to be on state. What I'm setting up is basically a control circuit. I'm even using the dyed colors. Basically, I just want to shout out the video. Sorry, going to the pause screen. I just want to make sure I get the name right, because I've been following a guide. I didn't know quite how to set it up. I was messing around, and if we go over into my single player world, you'll find giant holes where my messing around has just led to reactor explosions. But there is a video, nuclear, is by Random Potato 10, called 100% Uptime Vac Nukes. I highly recommend it. He's really good. He basically showing how to set this up. I've got for the most part set up, the logic set up. I just don't have I haven't moved any of the rods over here. Like, this is all isolated and temporary. As you can see, I have this fuel tank. This isn't like hooked to that fuel line. I was going to move it over here, but honestly, as soon as I have this hooked up, we're going to be moving away from these fuel lines and going back to good old-fashioned wired cables, which kind of sucks because I like the fuel lines, but time to go onwards and upwards. But so once I gotta hook this part up to the main network to be able to feed in the the Mox reactor rods, and then once all the items are in here, basically this is a control circuit that'll ultimately turn this guy on and or feed the coolant cells over here to keep the whole thing going, but also safeguard against explosions. Basically, there's a bunch of AND gates here that need a bunch of conditions to be met to actually allow a signal to ultimately go to this guy, and when this guy turns on, it feeds this one right here, and this will turn the reactor on. Along with this, I haven't constructed it yet either, but you can see I got in here my Lapatronic supercapacitor casing. I'm going to throw a battery here. So this obviously is the B building. I decided it probably makes the most sense to throw one here, or one of these reactor types here as like the first test one and see what it could do, so that I could upgrade the passive processing, specifically the phthalic acid. So it wasn't too bad that I had to spend some time to get this back up to snuff, because once this guy is rolling, we can start using this for the tungsten bee combs again, and then I can set up another one of these reactors elsewhere, like probably the main power reactor I'll set up, and throw up some new EBFs to just passively craft tungsten, because that's a big bottleneck. If I craft anything right now, it just takes forever. So it'd be good to have that as a backlog. But this is what I'm currently working on. It's a little sad I didn't have it done, but this is the time I had, unfortunately, right now to record, or I was gonna have to wait till Monday. But so at some point this weekend, probably not tonight, I will finish this, get it set up, hopefully not have to back up the world, and hopefully it won't blow this guy up. Let's test out I'm pretty confident in this control circuit not making everything explode. As you see, I already showed earlier, I can turn this thing on and the core temperature doesn't go out of control. So you know, if you're ever doing this on your own, 69 is the highest you can get before. If you run it at 70, even with like the hazmat armor and stuff on, you'll start taking damage, and like it'll start doing random fire spreading. So if we ever need to go faster, we can. But this one, as you see, I'm kind of rolling unprotected at the moment. So if this guy is just what it is, I'll leave him at 69% right now. So after I get set up this guy, I think I'm swapping order of things I want to do real quick. I was originally going to go to ore processing next, but I'm going to go back to magic, because specifically these, I want to get some warded glass, which would be nice to encase these guys in, because that's indestructible, as well as get those ender tanks and chests, and then go to ore processing, since we'll be processing all the stuff coming in the ender chests. But I appreciate, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of update. Like I said, Monday I should have this all going, and we'll be able to see it all in action, and maybe some of this B-base rewired. We'll see how far I get, but yeah, I hope everyone has a good weekend. This was really fun to build, so goodbye.